Hello my ninjas, this is Sun. Today I'm going to show you how I edit my Instagram photos, and this is due to a lot of people have been asking me how I edit my Instagram photos. I realized that the last time I made one was over a year ago. I definitely do edit my photos a little differently now. I'm going to show you on here how I'm going to edit. Odd lighting is due to me being backlit and me having to use like this softbox light next to me. Okay, to get started, this is what my Instagram looks like right now. This is my theme that I have. And I'm sorry if I'm looking that way, I'm just looking at me scrolling. It's been a whole year doing this theme now. I mean, it changed quite a bit. Like over here, I use more pinker tones, while recently it's more like natural tones. There's a big difference from these photos here, these photos here. I changed my theme and I never showed you guys how to do my new theme, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to do that. I have a lot of questions on the apps I use too. The main one I use is VSCO for the color. That just gives my photos the hue it has. That makes everything look very put together because I use the same filter in all my photos. I use Unum, and I'll explain about that later. Instagram, of course, and I use Snapseed sometimes to edit colors. Beauty Cam. Sometimes I also use Photoshop Fix. I'm just gonna be using this photo here to show you like all the edits that I do. Let's edit facial features first, so I love using Beauty Cam. This is the camera. So I go ahead and click Beautify, and I click the image I want. I want this one. Photos where my face is very obviously looking a little bit, you know, on the chubby side. Slim option, and if it detects your face, you can do auto comparison. It's just a very slight touch. Sometimes I'll go to manual and do it manually. Light touches here and there, make it look more natural. Enlarge my eyes. There's a lot of apps that do this now. There are photos where I'm standing like this one. My legs are actually elongated a little bit using this tool that's like taller, and basically you can like elongate your legs a little bit here. Just looking at my photos, like don't judge a person by their photos because it's just all like edited. Part is adding the filter on it. This seems like it would be very easy, but it's different for every photo because every photo has a different type of lighting in it depending on where I am. I go to edit this photo. I go to my filter F1 is what I use. I don't use any other one just so that my theme can be consistent. I used to use A6, which is a more white. Saw someone's Instagram, more of like this warm tone, like a natural tone, and I kind of wanted to have that same feel, like still have white and bright photos, but also have like that natural hue to it. Turn this down to about an 8 exposure, and I'm just going to expose it just a little bit because I like to actually lighten it up in Snapseed because I think it works better than the exposure on VSCO. I never did this for my old photos. It gives it more depth, looks a little bit more HD. Maybe a 4 on this image. I'm going to add shadows to it. If the photo is already really bright and also a very bright setting, I don't add way too many shadows. I only add shadows so that the darker parts of the picture are also lightened up. Sometimes I turn down the saturation because sometimes the picture is way too saturated on my skin. Times where I turn my temperature more warm depending on the photo. This photo already has warmth from the wall and from my skin tone, so then I wouldn't adjust the temperature. Adjust the tint on it to be purple tint if it doesn't already have like a pinkish purple tint to it. So this is before, this is after. And go to copy edits, and then you can like choose other photos and then paste edits if you want to, and then it will paste whatever edits you have on this photo onto other photos. That's really what I love about it. Save to camera, actual size. Go on Snapseed, and I'm gonna adjust some of the coloring. A lot of the photos have like really odd coloring, like my skin tone here is a little bit darker, like where my arm is. Go to tune image and just brighten it up a little bit. I really love using the brush tool. Go ahead and go to saturation. I zoom in and then I desaturate some parts. Like some parts of my face are a little bit warmer. You can see with this eye like where I colored. What I really love about Snapseed is that when you save your photo, you can modify the original photo. So this is the photo that I saved from ViscoCam, and you can modify it so that it doesn't save another photo. I think it just saves memory on my phone. You can always go back onto Snapseed, view the edits, and then you can like readjust the edits. I'm gonna go ahead and delete my 2 old photos. Go on Unum, and I really love this app. I first found this app after I used a different app, but there was an app that I used and it kept on crashing. Not only can you lay out your photos to see how they look, but you can also go to schedule your photos, move and adjust it to see how you want your photos to look. How I keep my theme consistent is that I try to make sure that the photos around it complement each other. This photo on the left here and this photo on the right, because they complement each other, and then one contrasting photo in the center. And my fiance Alex started doing this first, so that's where I got that idea from. I don't ever group 2 photos very similar close together, so I wouldn't do this. These 2 photos here are just so similar that it takes away the wow factor in one of the photos. It's like a lot of empty space here. Not as much here because of the photos I've taken. I just go ahead and upload to Instagram. Like, that's all that I do to my photos. On my SD card, I would plug it into my computer, airdrop all the photos to myself, and then for this photo, I would just edit on ViscoCam and then adjust any coloring if needed on Snapseed. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't way too confusing or way too long or any of that. Go ahead and check out other people's themes for more inspiration. And that's all for this video. I'm sorry it took so long to show you guys how I edit these photos. Leave any video requests you have down below, and I'll have all my description and everything in the description box. So if you don't check that out, then check it out. Bye!